You've never flown more than about 700 to 800 miles per hour, but you have to travel at 24,000 miles per hour to leave this planet. Because the gravity that holds you, locks you to the ground is so great that a plane cannot leave the planet. The plane can only fly in the clouds. A plane can't break through because something still holds the plane back down to the earth. But that ship has to break out of the lock of the planet. And that is an incredible thing to do. So we were standing there waiting, and they start this great countdown over the desert. You hear this voice like some bodiless thing floating across the desert. And they stopped the countdown at 20. And we stood there waiting. The rain stopped. And there was a little red helicopter floating around above, checking on various things. And then they said they found a valve, something wrong with the valve. But could you imagine that? 20 seconds to go, and some little valve among the million things in that spaceship goes off. They correct it, they start the countdown again, stop, something else wrong. You begin to wonder what's going to happen. Here am I, not very far from the spaceship, and if that thing blows up, I wonder what's going to happen to me. And I immediately begin to look around to see who I'm going to dive under. And they start to count again, and they stop at 10. And then they tell us that once they start to count again, they can't stop regardless of what happens. The computers have taken over. That's the last time. Man cannot stop that machine because the computers have taken over. So we all get very excited and we start shouting 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. When we hit 0, the most incredible sound I have ever heard in my life burst out of the earth. It was like 100 bombs bursting. It was like if the earth had split in two, because a tremendous fire burst in the desert. The shock of that explosion, the incredible explosion to send that ship up out into the clouds away from this planet. And they say that 500 square yards from that ship, everything dies instantly. Every bird, every worm, every fly, every insect is split apart. The shock bursts the organism. The shock is so great. And I felt my blood run from my legs right up into the ear. I felt my blood bubble in my ears. I felt this blood running up and bubbling in my ears. And then came a blinding light. It was about 2:40 in the morning. The spaceship was supposed to leave at 2:30. 10 minutes delay, the spaceship left at 2:40. A blinding light that runs about 700 miles in every direction, onto Atlanta, onto the Bahamas. They say you could read a newspaper for 3 minutes by the flash of that light. And off it went, and you see the great fire over the desert, and you see this machine rising slowly, and then it bends over as if it's about to fall, and then it goes up into the sky with Guy Bluford, who was the installed INSAT satellite, and the rest of the crew, and off it went. And then we saw the great booster rockets falling slowly back into the Atlantic. I also had a chance to meet one of the black scientists who worked on the atomic bomb. 6 black scientists worked on the atomic bomb. One of them was Dr. Lloyd Quarterman, whom I met in Chicago.